Hey, welcome back to the This Old Baker podcast. I'm Kim, and today we're talking about something I think about every time I'm standing in the checkout line looking at a case of drinks that cost me $15 and is gone in 3 days. It is hot out there. I don't know where you are, but here in Florida right now, it feels like the sun has a personal grudge. And when it's this hot, people are buying drinks. A lot of drinks. Lemonade, flavored water, iced tea, those little single-serve powder packets, sparkling drinks. The summer drink budget for a family can quietly become one of those expenses that you don't think about until you add it up. So today, I want to talk about making your own drinks at home. Not in a complicated way, not in a spend your whole Sunday in the kitchen way. I mean a jar on your counter that you scoop from. That's it. 2 tablespoons and a glass of cold water, and you're done. I've been building out a lemonade collection here at This Old Baker, and I want to walk you through it today because it's one of the simplest, most practical things you can make for summer. And I think you're going to be surprised by how easy it actually is. Let me start with some math, because I think the math is actually the most convincing part of this conversation. A 12-pack of canned lemonade or a flavored sparkling water runs about $8 to $12 depending on the brand and where you shop. That's roughly 75 cents to $1 a can. If your household goes through a case a week in summer, and if you got kids or you're just drinking a lot because it's hot, that's $35 to $50 a month just on canned drinks. That's $175 to $250 over a summer. Now let's look at a homemade lemonade dry mix. The main ingredient is lemon juice powder, which you can buy online for about $12 to $15 for a pound. A pound makes multiple batches. Each quart jar of mix makes about 24 single-serve glasses. At the price of the lemon powder plus the sugar, you're looking at somewhere between 10 and 15 cents per glass. Not per can. Per glass. That is not a small difference. That is the kind of difference that shows up in your bank account by September. And I want to be clear, I'm not talking about a drink that tastes like a compromise. I'm talking about lemonade that tastes like lemonade. Because the whole point of making it from lemon juice powder is that you're using real lemon juice, just dehydrated. It dissolves in cold water, and it tastes bright and fresh. People who try homemade lemonade mix expecting it to taste like a powder usually can't believe how good it actually is. Let me walk you through the base recipe so you understand what I'm actually talking about. 3 ingredients: lemon juice powder, granulated sugar, and a pinch of sea salt. You whisk them together, pour them into a quart mason jar, and seal it. That's the whole preparation. It keeps at room temperature for up to a year. To make a glass of lemonade, 2 tablespoons of the mix into a glass, add 12 ounces of cold water. Stir for about 10 seconds, and you're done. To make a full pitcher, 1 cup of mix into 2 quarts of water. Done. The salt is in there for a specific reason. It balances the tartness and the sweetness in a way that makes the lemonade taste smooth and complete rather than flat. It's the same reason a pinch of salt goes into baked goods. You don't taste it as salt, you just taste a better drink. Now, the lemon juice powder is the one ingredient you probably don't have in your pantry already, but it's available at Walmart, on Amazon, and at Sam's Club. I link directly to it in all the recipes on the site. And once you have it, a single bag covers months of lemonade. You're buying it maybe twice a summer. Here's where it gets fun, because the base recipe is just the starting point. I've built out 6 different lemonade dry mixes, and every single one starts from that same 3-ingredient base. Classic lemonade. That's the base, bright, tart, simple, and the most versatile one in the collection. Keep a jar of this one going all summer. Strawberry lemonade. Add half a cup of freeze-dried strawberry powder to the base. The powder is made from real strawberries with all the water removed, so it has concentrated fruit flavor, and it turns the lemonade a natural pink without any food dye. This is the crowd pleaser, the one kids ask for by name and the one that disappears fastest at parties. Raspberry lemonade. Same concept. Half a cup of freeze-dried raspberry powder. This one is bolder and more tart than the strawberry version. The raspberry has a characteristic tang that holds up against the citrus rather than being softened by it. This is also the best one for cocktail mixing if you're into that. Peach lemonade. Half a cup of peach powder, which is sweeter and more mellow than the berry powders. This is the version for anyone who finds classic lemonade a little too tart. The color is a warm golden yellow rather than pink. And the best thing about peach lemonade, mix it half and half with the Arnold Palmer mix, and you have a peach tea lemonade that is genuinely good. Honey lemonade. This one has a slightly different base because honey powder is sweeter than granulated sugar, so the ratio shifts. The honey adds a floral warmth and complexity that makes this feel like a more grown-up drink. It also works hot. Stir 2 tablespoons into hot water for a warm honey lemonade on a cooler evening. It's the only one in the collection that works both ways. And then the Arnold Palmer. Half a cup of unsweetened instant tea powder added to the lemonade base. The classic half and half iced tea lemonade in dry mix form. Lemon up front, clean tea finish, no brewing required. This is the best gift in the collection for people who don't love sweet drinks. The tea balances everything out. 6 flavors, 1 base, all from a jar on your counter. Let me get into the practical side of this because I think that's where the real value is. First, convenience. I know that sounds counterintuitive for something you're making yourself. But here's the thing. When you have a jar of lemonade mix on the counter, making a drink takes 30 seconds. You don't have to plan ahead. You don't have to remember to buy lemonade at the store. You don't open the fridge and find nothing to drink and end up settling for tap water because you didn't think about it. The jar is just there. And 2 tablespoons plus cold water is faster than walking to a vending machine. Second, control. You know what's in it. No artificial flavors, no preservatives, no ingredients you have to look up. Lemon juice powder, sugar. Fruit powder, if you want it, salt. That's the list. For families with kids who are drinking a lot of something all summer, that matters. Third, customization. You can make your lemonade sweeter or more tart based on how much mix you use. You can mix flavors together, strawberry and raspberry, peach, and Arnold Palmer. You can make it sparkling by using carbonated water. You can make popsicles from it. You can freeze it into ice cubes and drop them into plain water for infused water that actually tastes like something. 1 jar covers a lot of ground. And fourth, the gift angle. If you make a set of 3 or 4 little half-pint jars in different flavors with a simple label and the mixing ratio written on the tag, you have a summer gift that costs you maybe $8 to make and would cost $25 to buy if you found something comparable at a boutique. It's a practical, beautiful, useful gift. The jars look good. The colors of the fruit powders are visible through the glass. People keep them. I want to close with a broader thought because lemonade is where we started today, but it's not the only drink worth making at home. The same philosophy applies to iced coffee. And I have a cold brew concentrate recipe on the site that costs about 50 cents a glass to make. I have 7 simple syrup flavors for coffee drinks at home. I have a hot cocoa mix, a powder creamer collection, a dry creamer collection with 85 flavor variations. The through line in all of it is the same. Convenience drinks are a convenience tax. You're paying for someone else to measure and package something for you. And in most cases, making it yourself takes 5 minutes and costs a fraction of the price. Not because you're being frugal in a deprivation way, because you're being smart in a this money should stay in my account way. A family that makes their own lemonade, their own cold brew, their own coffee creamer, and their own drink mixes for the summer is looking at real money saved. Not coupon clipping at midnight money. Just not buying the overpriced version of something you can make in 5 minutes. That's the whole idea behind the pantry system I've been building here. Not sacrifice, not settling, just making what you need from what you have, because what you can make is almost always better than what you can buy, and almost always cheaper. All 6 lemonade mixes are live on the site right now. Classic, strawberry, raspberry, peach, honey, and Arnold Palmer. I'll link to the full collection in the show notes. Every recipe has the exact ingredients, the mixing ratios, and everything you need to get started. If you make one this week, I'd love to hear which flavor you tried first. Come find me on Facebook and Instagram at This Old Baker and let me know. Thank you for being here. Stay cool out there and go make something cold. Find me at thisoldbaker.com and on Facebook and Instagram at This Old Baker. I'll see you next time.